All right, everybody, I hope you can come back, because that was my very expensive camera not doing jack. So, load your screen. Your screen. Let's see. I am furious right now. Oh, crap. Hi, Karen. Thank you for joining us. We're having some technical issues. I must have paid 300, 400 bucks for this camera, and it just died. So I am super not excited about this. Okay, we're coming back. Here we go. Hey there, welcome. Hi, Mark. Thank you. Here we go. Oh, jeez, that's infuriating. Oh my gosh. Oh, Pat. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. We are back. Yes, sorry. Oh, man. So pissed. Oh, no. It's cool. We got it. Yeah. Anyway, here we go. Thank you for coming back. Refresh didn't work. Had to go to the main page. Yep, so pissed. Here we go. Okay, everyone's coming back, though. All right. After all of my bitching and moaning about the other platform, this is what happens. Thank you for coming back, everybody. Now I'm looking for my coffee, but I can't because you're sitting on my coffee. Can everybody hear me okay? I'm not plugged into anything right now. Where was I? Yes, you can hear me because you're responding. Okay. Bullying. That's what we were talking about. Oh, programs. We're talking about programs. And it sounds better, actually. Okay, that's good to know. Thank you, Alyssa. I can hear you just fine. Good. I'm going to solve this, you guys. I swear to God, I'm going to solve this for you because you deserve the best. And I can't let technology screw this up for us. So I will solve this issue, I swear, one way or another. Sound is better. That's so... Yeah, Mevo, I think you're out of luck, my friend. I think you just breathed your last, buddy. Anyhow, programs and individual issues, and yeah, so what do we do with the individual? Because here's the thing, like, I know a family whose kid was having some struggles off and on with some other kids at school, very young children. And at one point, it got bad enough that, that there was some physical stuff happening. There was some physical damage happening. Nothing, not hospital visits or anything, but it was still, you can't beat each other up. That's not okay. And so the parents went in and talked to one of the administrators, and one of the parents is like, listen, hey, what's going on? And the administrator's like, well, we have recess aides and playground aides, whatever, and they just didn't see this happening. To which the parents said, oh, so you're understaffed, which is, in my opinion, a legitimate question to ask because, oh, we're talking about public school in America, so statistically, you're probably understaffed. And the administrator was like, no, it's not that, it's not that. So to me, the next natural question is, well, then if it's not that, then what the hell? How did this happen? I think any parent would want to know that. And here I sit, again, with a certain platform and a certain audience that I have said publicly. You can go back and find it on YouTube and Facebook Live. I have stated unequivocally, my goal and passion for the planet is an end to violence in all forms. That's what I want. That's what I want my life to be about. Can't put it any more simply than that. At the same time, if that were my kid, the first thing that comes to mind is, okay, next time that happens, elbow to the throat. Or whatever, just put him down to the ground and don't let him get back up. Because otherwise, this is never going to stop. You know what I mean? How do we... Now, we've talked about this before. You can feel more than one thing at a time, which, I think is fair. That's a good freeze frame. um, you can feel more than one thing at a time, but how do we like? Do you see what I'm saying? Like, what the hell is the response? What is the answer to that? Like, on the one hand, no, violence never works. Violence is never a solution. We can look back through the millennia and show that it isn't. Until it's you. Until it's your kid. Then what? What do you tell? Because here's the thing. One of the things, and it took me many, many years to realize this about my situation, when violence was enacted upon me, one of the things, and this took 20 years to finally realize, was that I didn't feel like I was worth defending. Like, why should I defend myself? I'm a piece of shit. Why would I defend myself or ask anybody else to defend me? And that comes from home. I mean, not that I was consciously thinking that at the moment. Richard, yeah, that's kind of what I'm saying. Don't start a fight, but make sure you end it. Absolutely. Now that feels like, even as I say it, it just feels so cowboy and so Arizona and so fucking, like it sounds so like it should be wrong and it's not going to solve anything. But at the same time, neither did your fucking anti-bullying program that was probably put out by Scholastic or whoever that, you know what I mean? Like, nothing against Scholastic, I'm just making stuff up. But does that make sense? What do, what are we supposed to tell our kids? What are we supposed to tell our daughters? We're starting to understand, I think men finally are starting to catch on, like, wow, women have to deal with things differently than we do. Like, just on a daily basis. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that's the message I've been getting. And it makes perfect sense. So, am I going to tell my daughter, like, we really need to be part of a program? Or am I going to be like, no, eyes, throat, balls. Every time. It doesn't have to be in that order, but hit them. Do whatever you have to do. You know what I mean? Like, I'm so frustrated because I don't have an answer, and I want one, and I don't know if there is one. Because the flip side is, having been a victim of violence before, I understand the risks of being that victim. I understand what can happen in the aftermath of that. And I've written books about it. And so when I think about something like that happening to one of my kids, like, no, not acceptable. Once someone has made it clear that you are in bodily danger, you end that threat. Done. Whatever you have to do. And, yeah. But then how do you square that with, and our programs? We gotta have programs about not bullying each other. Like, fuck, really? I'm so confused. What are you guys talking about? I'm going to approve your comment, Sam, because it's funny. Okay, you're very much a mind of parenthood. I feel like a different. Okay, that's violence is a good thing to meditate on. You know what? I don't know what you mean by that, Sam, but I think I agree with you. Frankly, I really do. I think it's. I'm not nearly as paranoid as I think I like to play off on people that I am. But am I aware of my surroundings? Yeah, absolutely. Hi, Dylan. Thanks for coming. We're talking about bullying and violence. It's great. Join in. Am I aware of my surroundings now after what happened to me? Yeah. Oh, yeah. 100%. Has it stopped me from living my life? Well, it did for 5 years, and now I don't let it anymore. I would have missed I did miss so much, and now I don't. That was a long transition. Anyway, so I don't know, Sam, if that's what you mean by meditating on violence. That's how I take it. But yeah, I kind of think we should. We have to, I don't know. Programs, everyone should just read to kill mockingbird prompts. For some reason, Michelle, you were blocked for a moment. I had to approve your mockingbird comment. That's very odd. Programs suck. Okay, that's what you were saying. Absolutely. Let's see. I gotta scroll up here, see what else is. Okay, so Joyce, oh wait, I lost you. Basically, should dwell on it and examine it. Yeah, Sam, I agree. I do. I really agree with that. I do. So Joy says, so important to end the bullying or violent situation as quickly and completely as possible, then trying to do the restorative justice stuff. Okay, I'll buy that, Joy. I think, yes, I agree with that. I agree with that. So you're not disagreeing that there can be times and places and situations when violence is called for in response. Is that correct? I don't want to put words in your mouth. That's a whole. We're getting away from bullying specifically, but it's kind of, I don't know. It's in the same ballpark. I don't know. Is there a time for that? There isn't just one answer or one way to address the violence. No, there isn't. You're right. As always, you are right. Alyssa says, I was thinking start them young and stopping bullying, but I guess we've been doing that. This feels like an unanswered question. That's horrible. Yes, thank you, Alyssa. Agreed. There's time and place for violence, Mary says. Active defense of another, not revenge. Correct, not anger. But no, I don't think that's odd at all, Mary. I think that's absolutely right. Because I like Sam is talking about, I have first as an author, but then also as a parent, I have made more of a study of violence lately. The last several years, I've really kind of dove into the topic, understanding again that my goal is world peace. I want an end to violence. I want it all to stop, from the middle finger on the 101 all the way to genocide. I want everything to stop. I hate it. I'm sick of it. One of the things that I have learned from people who know and live in violent worlds, whether that's law enforcement, military, whatever, has been trying to find out, like, well, what's the red line? Where do you stop? Like, I've talked to quote unquote gun guys, people who are into guns or they're law enforcement or whatever, and ask that question, like, where do you draw the line? And like, for example, I'm not espousing an opinion, I'm just passing on a story. One guy I talked to said, I wear a gun every day. This is Arizona. You can pretty much be like Rambo, just walk around with M16s if you want. But he said, I wear a gun every day. If I'm in a bank and a robber comes in with a gun and goes up to the counter, tells everybody to get on the ground, I'm going to get on the ground. I was like, really? He's like, oh yeah, I'm getting on the ground. And if the guy's waving a gun around and whatever, and he's taking money, I'm going to stay on the ground. And then when he leaves, I'm going to call the police. I was like, wow, really? He's like, yeah. If he shoots the cashier, guns out, I put 2 in. Like, that's it. Like, so for him, that was the red line. Once violence has occurred, then that was his red line. Now, for other people would say, no. Once he shows the gun, that's it, game over. And if I'm armed and trained, I'm taking him out or whatever. And it's so complicated, and I'm so sorry, we're getting way, way off the topic of bullying. Or are we? Are we? Again, we talked about this about half an hour ago. I feel like there's a difference between an act of violence, random or otherwise, and a prolonged campaign of beating people up. Topics are for nerds. Thank you, Sam. I'm glad you're here, Sam. Only someone who's been bullied or the victim of violence can understand the effect it has on a person. Yes. Yeah, Steve, absolutely. And if there are no consequences, they won't stop. That's true. That's absolutely true. Yeah, nothing to add there. I agree with you. I think this connects with the radical kinship from Father Greg. Oh, thank you, Joy. I wanted to bring him up. Yeah, Father Greg and the homeboys recognize that one perpetrating violence is separated from their own humanity. I love that. That's what Sick is about. That is exactly what my novel Sick is about. That's why Chad wants to join the military and then doesn't by the end of the book, is for exactly that reason. If you guys aren't familiar with Father Gregory Boyle, Joy, is that right? He has, for I think decades now, been getting kids out of gangs in Los Angeles, and like guys who were formerly on opposite gangs and like trying to kill each other, working side by side, like literally doing paid work side by side. And it's amazing. The work that he does is just absolutely breathtaking. But it can't be done during lunch. The difference here, and what he does as opposed to this packaged or canned stuff that we talked about earlier, is it's an investment. It's a relationship. Yes, Joy, from what I've studied of Father Greg, I think that's fair to say. He is investing in every single one of these kids and just takes them as they are. And it is breathtakingly amazing, the success stories that he has. Look him up if you're interested on that topic. He's just phenomenal at it. And we'll try to get him on the show, and maybe he can tell us what do I do tomorrow? And honestly, I don't know, maybe I think this is why I started the show where I did, before we got cut off. with the extreme ownership thing, because if we want an end to violence, and I believe we all do, then we have to start here, right? Like, I guarantee you, I would put money on this. You could bring every kid I've gone to school with, from kindergarten through high school, whatever, and say, was Tom Leveen a bully? And they will tell you I wasn't, because I wasn't. I just wasn't. Did I ever hurt anybody? Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely. And I regret that very much. I regret the times that I did that. So Andrew Schatt, if you're out there, I'm very sorry. And I'm sorry if you were hurt, but I know I hurt you, and I am sorry for doing it. But taking that extreme ownership of saying, and it's hard because it is those little things. It is those little, you know, flipping people off in traffic. That's such a hard thing to know. I don't do it because it doesn't give me any pleasure. But let's not do that tomorrow. Let's just not do that tomorrow, okay? Let's just make that those little, you know, a million tiny decisions toward that, toward peace with ourselves and with everybody around us. You know, those little tiny things, listening instead of attacking. God, I wish we could do that. I wish I could do that better. It's so hard. It's so hard. But I do believe that the vast majority of people who are legitimately bullying are fundamentally unhappy people. Like, I just don't see any other reason for it. I just, or there's a legitimate mental illness of some kind, you know? Yeah, I really think so. I really think so. Bringing members of love and honor and person of value. Yes, violence stops and they recognize the humanity in the other. Yeah, thank you, Joy, for that, and for introducing him to me, because, yeah, Father Greg is amazing. You can start tomorrow. Is there a way to italicise start? Yeah, you can put little asterisks over start. Looking at this scary guy. Oh, okay, that sounds like fun. I will do that, Steve. I don't drive every day anymore, but flipping people off in traffic is a lot easier now. Mary, you're not... They're probably bullied at home. Steve, yes. So there was this kid I know of, I can't say this with authority, but here's what I believe happened, who, and this is like a first grader, was pushing people around, putting people in headlocks, beating them up, wrestling, like just being a jerk, right? First grade. And then when the teachers like finally addressed it, or excuse me, when the parents finally addressed it with the teachers like, yeah, we know. And then you can see them like trying to figure out what to say, and the final, I think, line goes something like, there's some other things going on. Like, they obviously can't talk about it, but they know something else is happening at this kid's house. And I just feel like, of course there is. Of course there is. If you are loved and cared for and happy and warm and safe and full, or in Arizona, cool and not warm, then you're probably not worried about going around picking on people. But Jesus, if you don't have food, or if your mom or your dad beats up on you, or doesn't acknowledge you, or doesn't feed you, or what, like there's a million other things going on, like of course that kid's gonna show up and cause a problem with other kids. That's just makes perfect sense. And so what irritates me is then everything I just talked about with the violence. It's like, okay, so let's take a kid who has awful things happening at home. Little kid, we'll put him in first grade, second grade, third grade, whatever. Awful things happening at home. He brings it to school, or she brings it to school, dumps it on some other unsuspecting kid, and that kid, the victim kid, is like, okay, stop, that doesn't work. Happens again, okay, quit, doesn't work. Stop, doesn't work. Finally, victim kid, after the third or fourth or 100th time, says, you know what, bam, and just decks that kid, decks the bully. If all we know is the bully part, all we know is the, oh yeah, the victim finally stood up to the bad guy kind of thing, we're all like, we're Americans, and we're like, yeah, go get him, woohoo, you beat up Johnny of the Cobra Kai, or whatever. Like, it's this hero story that we've been telling ourselves forever. When in reality, dude, what just happened? Like, how much worse did you just make this kid's life? Not to excuse what he did, not to excuse what the bully was doing by any stretch, but there's so much more happening. And get him a body. I know, somebody had to say it, Michelle. What do we do with that? And I don't know. So thank you for coming. I'm glad we solved all of the problems of America today. Joy says, right, other Joy says, if things are as they should be at home, kids don't act out. I agree. At least not this way. Not this way. They don't. Being back to, oh my gosh. You guys are talking. I love that you guys all talk to each other. This is great. Sweep the leg. There we go. It's propagating the violence. Exactly. It is. It is. But then are we supposed to tell? Yeah, Alyssa's right. Yeah, it is a cycle. Hello! Wait, Froggy. I know who Froggy is. I just forget. Who are you, Froggy? I need your name. Oh, wait, no, wait, is that Dana Lynn? I think that's Dana Lynn. Someone's been bullied. Okay, I went up too far. I think it's gonna radical kinship. Yeah, we did that. I've been a convenience store clerk. Wow. There's nothing in that cash register that's worth the chance of losing human life. Absolutely, Mary. 100%. Rabbit Frog. Father Greg Boyle. Yes. You can start tomorrow. Oh, I went up way too far. Steve says they were probably bullied at home. Yep. What made it easy for me to get angry at drivers is knowing that I'm seen as my car, not me. Very important point, Mary. You're absolutely right. Being treated as an object, not a person. Yeah, that's hard. That's so hard to do, right? Oh my God. I can't drive in this town. Like, one of my goals is to make enough money that I can just Uber everywhere. I just can't do it anymore. Bring it back to random. She saw the consequences of her actions and realized the pack mentality is wrong. Did she? Because I don't think, like, I think she did, Steve. I think she did. Tori did, and random. Not every reader agrees, but they were also so angry at her that I don't know. There wasn't a lot of deep reading for some of the readers. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like her actions and attitudes spoke so loudly, particularly at the beginning of the book, when she is so, it's not my fault, that the pivot doesn't, I don't know. But yeah, I think she did too. I think she did too, in my personal opinion. But Goodreads doesn't care. Sweet delay. Bullying is a hard problem for both sides. It is, Capre. I know. And it is Dalen. Hi, Dalen. It's good to see you. What's distinguishing between violence and aggression? Ooh. And violence, aggression, and cruelty. Sam brings up an interesting point. There's a difference between violence, aggression, and cruelty. I like that. That makes a lot of sense. I agree. I agree. And that's one of the things that in my studies that I've learned is, like, listen, and it goes against the way our sort of American society has raised us up to be, I think. But this idea that, like, if somebody, okay, I remember this, and I don't remember if I've told this story before. When I very first started taking martial arts 20 plus years ago, one of my instructors, Mr. Bolton, said, okay, so we're going to take you through your white belt for a while, and then, you know, we're going to practice and learn. You'll be yellow belt, orange, and then we'll do your green and your blue and your purple, then your brown, and then finally get to your black belt. And then after your black belt, you become a student. And I'm like, what? That's insane. But as I thought about it, I was like, wow, that makes a lot of sense, actually. Okay, great. He was also the guy who said, when I was talking to him about, like, but does this really work on the street? Like, I want to protect myself, blah, blah, blah. And his whole thing was like, listen, you're gonna get to a point, the longer you commit yourself into this process, at some point, God forbid it should happen, you're gonna be able to someone can just punch you dead in the face, and you're just gonna laugh it off and buy him a drink, and that'll be the end of it. Like, no, but I want to beat him up. It's like, no, that's not how it works. You are going to get the goal is to kind of get to a place where the aggression just washes right by you, and you don't have to respond because you know that you could tear this person apart if your life were in danger, kind of thing, which I always thought was impressive. And there are people like that. Jocko Willink, I'm quite sure, is one of them. I think he fears no man. I'm pretty sure he fears no man. But if I came up to him, or anybody came up to him and, like, tried to start shit, he could just destroy us. He could absolutely rip us apart. You got to go look at a picture of the man. Just look at his face, and you can see he will eat you for breakfast. But he doesn't have to, because he knows. So he's going to be like, cool. And he'll probably just walk away, because it's not worth it. Because it's not worth it. And I've always appreciated that about people who you know, military, law enforcement, martial arts, whatever, where they have that ability, because it goes contrary, I think, to much of what we're raised in societally, which is, I'm gonna get them, I'm gonna, you know, stand your ground and blah blah blah. And like, no, it's not. If and again, going back to it, I think Sam commented on this, or maybe it was Steve. If you haven't been a victim, you don't understand the toll that can take place later. Anyway. And it's 10 after 9, and we had a bunch of screw-ups, and you all came back, and I'm so grateful. And Paul's here. Hi, Paul. How you doing? Paul's very sweet. So we're going to wrap this up. There's so many other things I wanted to get into, and we went on so many different tangents, but they were fun. They were very fun tangents.
Next time.
Next time. We'll do it next time. Oh, so next week, we're going to have my very good friends and actually family, Michelle and Brent Cornelius are going to join us. They have been together since high school, and they've been married many, many years, and they're going to be, we're going to talk about Manic Pixie Dream Girl and high school, and can you actually fall in real love in high school? Can you be with just one person your whole, like, it's going to be a whole very fun thing. So I'm looking forward to that next week, right here on YouTube. That'll be awesome. Make sure you turn into that. If you haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel yet, please do that. That would be very, very cool. That helps me. All the likes are good. If you can like the video, all that kind of stuff, that would be so awesome. Super appreciate it. I'm trying to think if there's anything else coming up. No, again, I'll be at Poison Pen on the 27th, but I'll post some stuff on that here and on Facebook. I think that's pretty much it. I don't know if we solved anything tonight, but I'm just glad you guys are here talking about it. I really am. So we got kind of heavy and we're talking about violence and all this crazy stuff tonight. Next week, hopefully we won't talk about that. Hopefully we'll be talking about marriage and and dating in high school with any luck. But who knows? There's no telling where Brent's gonna go. So Sam, make sure you come, because I think you and Brent are gonna have a really good time together. So yeah, we'll see you guys there. I think that's pretty much it. And if you're here on Facebook, I can't tell because I'm not, but I hope you have enjoyed the show as well. So thank you again to Poison Pen for hosting the show. They are here. Go to poisonpen.com and check out their calendar of events. They've always got cool people coming up. That'll be very cool.
Including Tom.
And what? Oh, including me. Yeah, like you got all kinds of, like they have all my books. It's pretty cool. And I think that is it. Thank you guys so much for coming tonight. Make sure you let your friends know how awesome it is and invite them to come next week. Okay, thank you for having this awesome conversation. I really, really appreciate it. And with that, I think we're gonna close it up for the night. So, as always, may you be happy, may you be well, may you be safe. Please, may you be safe, and may you be peaceful and at ease, okay? And we'll see you guys right back here next week at 8 o'clock, all right? Take care, everybody. Thank you.